to myself, it's a busy rainy day. Like it has been raining for the last day or so, and you just hear all this traffic and everything outside. But I want to welcome you guys to the Inspiration in 30. It is February the 12th. It is a Friday. It is love weekend. If you guys are going to celebrate Valentine's Day and be out there, um, be with the one you love and all of that wonderful stuff, that is so fantastic. If the person that you're going to be with is with yourself, that is fantastic as well. I hope you are just enjoying everything and have a great weekend. Today, what I'm going to talk about is something that has been coming up so much in the background where we do most of our um, real work, which is our small little workshops, and that is money. There was a lady that mentioned when I was talking to her last night. She said, "You know, Gloria, I enjoy the program. I enjoy the healing aspect of the program, but my real main concern is me actually starting to create some kind of wealth. Me actually um, putting something together where I can start to actually make money and leave my job." I said, "Okay, well, what are some of the things that you're doing?" And she said, "Well, I want to be able to start my business. I want to be able to, really put myself out there and do that. But I don't, I really don't know how to get started, or what do I need to do to really put myself out there. I know that I want to, you know, own something." And the first thing I asked her is, "What is your money blueprint? What is it that you think about money? When you think about money, what are some of the things that come to your head?" Right? And she said, "I need a lot of money to buy different things. And, money is something that I need to be free." I said, "Okay. Well, if money is if that's what you believe about money, that you need money to buy a lot of things, what are some of the things you were taught about money?" Right? Because that's the stuff that we don't talk about. What are things we were taught about money that we still living with? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've been drinking my tea today. That we still living with. I know for me, when I first started my journey, the reason why I couldn't excel um, to the level that I wanted to, because I was told money doesn't grow on trees. I was told that in order for you to have a lot of money, you had to have a good job, a good paying job, and then when you had that good paying job, you could go ahead and buy whatever it is that you want. I also learned, that that money was something that you got when you became really, really rich. How did you get rich? You never knew, right? People would have businesses and things like that. So as I grew and I started to study money, one of the things that I started doing was saying to myself, I don't understand why my thoughts about money is so negative, and how do I change that? I started getting books, right? Money Master the Game, 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom, right? I also started studying the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, and I also started studying your Financial Freedom Playbook, right? So I said to myself, it has to be more ways in which I can go ahead and build up myself to make money, because I always had this blueprint in my head of what my grandmother told me money was. And we were broke, right? So we never had that opportunity to really explore what money is. And when she told me that, I said, once your blueprint of money change, then you'll be able to start making the kind of money you want. And so she said, "Well, how do I do that?" I said, "It's very easy. Money is an exchange of value, right? You got to know that. Money is an exchange of value. That means that if there is something that I want, that I believe that is valuable to me, that I believe that will help me solve a problem, I am going to take my money in exchange to solve it, right? I am going to take my money in exchange so that it can help increase something that I'm trying to do. That's all money is. It's just an exchange of value, right? Money is paper. If you go and you burn it and you throw it somewhere or it becomes nothing, then it's just nothing. What makes money so impactful is the exchange of value that happens with it, right? Because you believe if I spend my hard earned money on this, it is going to help me solve a problem, get better, move in the right direction, save me some time, or anything like that. That's the reason why, or give me some kind of pleasure. That's the reason why we spend our money, right? Now, on the flip side of that, if you're saying to yourself, well, Gloria, I really want to start to build my financial wealth. I want to be able to leave my job and start making more money than what I'm making now. I could tell you in this country, in the United States, I don't know about any other country, okay? You can make money only three ways, and you could build wealth three ways. And write these ways down. Only three ways, right? You have a business, you invest in the stock market, or you invest in real estate. I have never, ever seen any other way in which you can actually build wealth in this country. It might be something different somewhere else. But what I know is have a business, be a business owner, invest in the stock market, or invest in real estate. Those are the three things, right? So now you say, okay, Gloria, if that's the way that I'm able to go ahead and build wealth, let's say that I choose to be a business owner. I went out, I got my business license, I got my LLC, I got all my stuff set up, my business is open, and I'm ready. How do I get started where I am uh, really working on my business and I start to bring money in? Here's what I would tell you. If this is your first time having a business, if this is your first time actually operating something and you're using your own money, you will have to reinvest a lot of your sales or whatever it is that you're getting back into yourself. Let me tell you why. Because in the beginning stages of you making money in your business, you have to be able to build a brand for yourself. Hear what I'm saying? Right? So it's not the fact that you out here and you have this business and you're not making any money in the business. What you're doing is you flipping the business and you are taking that money and you're investing in yourself, right? Because brands are the way that you make more money, not the business, but the brand. The reason why we take Tylenol is because of the brand. You could go to any store and there's always a store brand, right, of the same thing. But we choose Tylenol because we understand the brand, right? And we seen the brand so much. Just like Coke, you could go ahead and get a RC drink or whatever it is in the stores, right? Or a Big K or whatever it is. But we choose Coke because we understand the brand. The brand is in front of us. We trust that, right? So when you are starting out, the money that you make, you're putting the money back into your brand. Now, if you say, Gloria, well, I really don't have that much money to spend in my business, the business that I'm trying to do requires me to find investors or people that will help me make this happen. It is the same thing that I just said. You will have a business plan then, right? And you will have a case for whatever it is that you're trying to build or develop. And now you go out, you spend money on yourself and your brand to go out and show people that you are the most qualified, you are trustworthy, and you are a person who they want to put their money behind in order for your idea to grow. See, what we don't understand is that when we present ourselves, when we put ourselves out there and we do the work, the people who has the money, they don't want to do no work, right? They want their money to work for them. They don't want to go out there and work hard to do all that stuff. They would say, man, Vanessa, you have a great idea. Let me go ahead and see if I can get behind your idea. I don't want to do the work. I'll give you the money. And then you just let me know how much how do I get my money back, and what's going to be on top of that that's extra, right? How can I 10x my money, 100x my money? That's how it works. So when we start now and we saying, oh, well, I don't have the money to go ahead and make it happen, other people have your money if you need it. But how are you going to put yourself out there so that you can be attractive enough, trustworthy enough, and believable, and have a good, solid working plan that's clear, where you can actually go ahead and um, convince some of these people that you are the person that they should go ahead and invest in, right? That's possible. If you decide to go into the stock market, if you say, okay, Gloria, the business thing, I don't have the energy, the time is too long as far as waiting the 5 years, you got to go up and down and fail. I would rather take my time and invest in the stock market where I can already look at established companies. I can own a piece of these companies. I can buy and sell when I'm ready. And I can build my wealth that way, right? That's okay too, you know, but you have to learn everything you need to learn about the stock market and investing um, in order to get in the game and how to win the game, right? The stock market and all of that is nothing but an exchange of money. And let me tell you something that I know for sure, being in the stock market. The stock market is the place where color does not matter. You could be black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. The only color that matters in the stock market is green, right? I heard this young guy on a podcast. He said he was saying how he was, one of those street pharmacists out, outside, and the police was coming to raid his house. And when the police came to raid his house, he had went and he did 10 years in prison, right? And when he did those 10 years in prison, they took all of his money, like all of the money that was in the house and all that stuff or whatever. But what he said is he said they didn't even bother to check to see if I had an investment account. And I have been investing for over the last 3-4 years. So I had to do 10 years in prison. So because I did 10 years in prison, when I came out, I had $40,000, $50,000 because my money was sitting there growing, because they didn't even believe that I would have something like that, because they thought I was just a doughboy on the street. You get what I'm saying? When we learn financial literacy and we learn how things work, some people, they don't even think that you will have the knowledge to even know that, right? But what we got to understand is the ways that we build wealth, we have to get into it and feel comfortable with it, right? We have to get it out of our head. Money doesn't grow on trees. You got to work hard for money. Nothing in life comes easy. All of that stuff is what it is, right? All of that stuff was made up by broke people who were still broke. Okay? People who have money, what they say is that, okay, If we're going to go ahead and we're going to invest in this, if we win or if we lose, it doesn't matter. We hope we win. But this is something that we believe in and we're going to take the chance. Why? Because we look at the value versus the cash, because the cash is nothing. It's what's behind it that makes it more powerful, right? It's it's what it's going to do that makes it more powerful. Okay? And if you say, well, you got to work hard for money, honey, I never met a person who got two jobs that is making more money or doing better than the person with one. If you know somebody like that, you let me know. A person who is working two jobs doing better than the person who got one. Because it doesn't exist. Do you hear me? The way that you get the wealth in this country is three ways. And putting your time and your effort and your energy into learning and advancing and changing your mindset in those ways. I want you to start thinking about money as just a simple exchange of value. So, the most important thing for all of you guys who want to be a business owner, the most important thing that you focus on in your business is value. Is what I am doing, what I'm providing, what I'm giving people, is it valuable? Is it solving a problem? Is it helping someone advance? Is it cutting their time short? Is it a way in which they can go ahead and better themselves? And if you can't answer that, then your product is not valuable and you're not going to make any money, right? The service is not up to par, and we need to go back to the drawing board. Because if I give you my money, I don't care. Yesterday, I went and got a cheesesteak from this place, right? I got a cheesesteak and some french fries. And I was so ready for it because I was so hungry. And I've been going to this place for a very long time. And you know, when you have that taste in your mouth for something that you know is good, you just get all excited about it. So I order my food, and I didn't care. The meal was like 20 something dollars. And I was like, damn, that's a whole meal I can have for 2 days, right? But I don't care. This is what I want. It's going to satisfy my pleasure at this point in time, right? Pay the money, all of this. Y'all, I'm waiting in the car for the food, because they're like, oh, your food is not ready yet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's going to be nice and hot. So I get all the way home. The bread wasn't toasted the way it was supposed to, and the fries were old. And so now I'm mad, right? Because the whole time I'm thinking I am getting quality food that I know that I have in my head that I can sit and eat and enjoy myself. And I got stale fries, no ketchup, and the hoagie bread for the cheesesteak was cold with the food in the middle. And I'm like, oh my God. Now, I've been going there. It was probably just a bad day, right? But what if I was a new customer? I wouldn't have gone again. And I would have talked bad about that place, right? But what I did is I said, "Hey guys, my french fries was a little bit stale. It had no ketchup. It had, none of this. If you guys can please fix this the next time or be aware of it the next time, I will greatly appreciate it." And I got a note back from the owner that said, "I apologize. We just moved into the building. We're trying to get, adjusted. And the person who made your food is new." To me, that's valuable, right? Because I feel like I was heard as a customer, right? So now, when we're thinking about the third way, when we're thinking about real estate, if that's your thing, are you thinking about one house or are you thinking about multiple houses? Are you thinking about duplexes and buildings and hotels? Or are you just thinking about something that you can rent? Right? When we talk about money, ladies, know that it is nothing but an exchange of value. You're trading your time now at your job, if you have one, for money. You are trading your time for money. And the reason why you're trading your time for money is because that person who had the vision and the dream needs your talent in order to push his or her vision. Does that make sense? Whatever it is that you provide, they need it in order to push the vision, and they pay you a little bit of money for it. Okay? Now, the problem with that is there's probably 1,000 or more people who has the same skill as you. You keeping the seat warm right now because you are doing just enough to stay employed. You get it? If any shifts changes in the company and they have to be able to reevaluate your seat, or if they need to cut back, they can go get those pool of 1,000 people who are waiting, because those people are unemployed. They are looking to change jobs. It might be an advancement for them. So you got all kind of things that you're competing with over here, right? And then they can just come and take your seat. And then they give you a watch and a package and tell you, it was great working with you. And that's what it is, right? There's nothing that they can do because their vision is more important than your position. Because the way that they structured their business is that anybody can fill that seat who is good enough to satisfy that requirement to push the vision. They like you, you're special, right? But at the end of the day, if it's you or me, it's going to be you. So that's why we have to get our money blueprint in order, our mindset about money in order. And that's why, how our grandmas and aunties and all of them had the side hustle. They would work and do Avon. They would work and do Mary Kay and, work and do, the little home-based businesses on the side. Because what they recognize is that this is money nobody can take away from me. Does that make sense? This is something that I can do to give me the extra money versus having another part-time job where I'm still not going to grow. At least with my side hustle, I can turn this into full-time if I put my effort towards that. Because you can grow and shrink as much as you want. You can work when you want. So that's why I tell people, if you're interested, not passionate, if you was passionate, you'll go full-fledged. But if you are interested in business and trying to figure out your money blueprint, go do a side hustle and see how hard you work. Go do a side hustle and see if you actually rely on your job. But you just like, oh girl, I don't even feel like bagging up these little Avon bottles no more. I just stopped doing it because it was becoming too much. People were just asking for stuff, and I'm okay. I got my job. I'm all right. I'm gonna have my pension soon, and I got my 401k. I'm straight. Got the insurance. The kids are straight, and I'm good. I'll pick this up later when I'm ready. Because we are convinced that the way things are now is going to be the way that it is for the rest of our lives. And in this day and age, ladies, that is not true. If you at least don't have 3 streams of income, you really need 7. But if you have 3 streams of income, if you don't have that, then you are living paycheck to paycheck. You know that, right? You feel it. And even if you are professional and you got a great job and you're making over $100,000 a year, maybe you're making $200,000 a year, right? Your lifestyle that you have usually outweighs how much money you make. Because the way that we think in our blueprint goes, the more money I make, the bigger my car can be. The more money I make, the bigger my house can be. The more money I make, I could put my kids in better schools. Honey, all that stuff start to add up in cost. The more money I make, the best schools I can send my kids to, as far as college is concerned, right? Then all of a sudden, something drastic happens. You get a divorce, you lose your job, corona happens, all this stuff. So all those things that you thought that was going to be there for you forever and ever and ever is now up in the air. You might have savings and all that stuff, and that's cool, right? But eventually that goes out because you never put or had anything else where your money was working for you outside of that 401, 401, what is it? 401k? Is that what it is? I don't have, I invest. So 401k, right? Where you're saying, okay, if I want to go ahead and start a business, if I want to go ahead and make this right, I can go ahead and borrow from my 401k because it's my money, which it is. I can take that money and I can make that money work for me here and here, right? I can take that money and I can allow that, I can learn about the stock market. I can start my business. I can start to buy that one house or two houses, and I can really start to build some wealth for myself, right? That's how it works, ladies. That's how it works. There's so much money out there. So many people willing to give money away, but your mindset, your blueprint has to be that that's my money and I'm coming for it. That person that is sitting around looking for you, like, who can I take my money and invest in? Who is smart? Who's ready? I don't want to do the work. I want to see them live their dream. There's plenty of people out there like that. You got to change your mindset in order to find those people. You got to become a different person to be so that you can attract those people, right? How do I go ahead and finance my business and get myself together? You got to know that if you're going to start out in your business making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, one, that is possible. Two, that you can do anything. And three, money is only an exchange of value. For the weekend, I want you to see exactly that in action. If this is a payday for you and you are happy that your bank account has replenished and you got your direct deposit, here's what I want you to do, because today's the 12th. So everybody got payday bills on the 15th and do all this stuff or whatever, right? Look at all the bills that you pay in exchange for what they do for you in your life. Well, Gloria, damn, I got to have lights in the house. Yes, that's a responsibility. How about that cable bill, right? How about all them subscriptions you got, right? How about that car note? How about that storage bill? Oh my God. Do you know how many people spend money on storage to the point where I know right up the street from me, the storage people bought a whole damn building. Can you believe that? They bought a whole damn building for storage. And I'm not talking about like one floor. That joint is 4 floors. What is that money that you're paying and you're not growing. The value is not there, right? Take that money and go ahead and put it in those three things: your business, real estate, or the stock market, to start to build your wealth, right? I don't know anything about that, Gloria. The stock market, real estate market, all that stuff. With our Girls Leap Elite program, that's why we created the whole business side of this, so that we can teach financial literacy, and we can also teach you how you can start to invest your money and really build some wealth. And if you feel like it is too late for you, or you want to be able to really build some wealth, how you can start with your kids, how you can get your kids an investment account. If your kid is 7, 8 years old, because that's what other people do, that's what rich people do. They open up investment accounts for their kids at 7, 8 years old. They pick some companies for them, especially the ones who are much younger, who they believe in, like back then, like the Apple and all of those things. They get their kids a couple of shares. By the time they kid turn 18 years old, the kids are millionaires. You might not be here. God forbid, if something happened to you, you left generational wealth for your kid, because you started them out at 7 years old, and he or she didn't even know it. Your grandchild, the same thing, right? You teach them how to study companies, which we will do. You teach them how to study companies, see what value they're giving out to the people, see where the market is going. And you just put $60 a month, if you can, into your account, and you continuously buy stock. When I first started, if I had my phone, I would show y'all. I started almost 3 years ago, y'all, because my whole focus was business, right? And I started in the stock market 3 years ago when weed was like the biggest thing. I'm up there like, don't judge me, y'all. Because I was an avid because I was an avid user at the time, right? I said to myself, now, why not, invest in the companies that I use, right? So it was this big talk about, cannabis being the next big thing, blah, blah, blah. And remember, I was stuck at that job that I hated. And so I would have their computer where I would do their work half of the time, but I would have my laptop and I had Bloomberg on all day, every day, listening to the news, right? Because I wanted to understand what this thing was about. How can I get involved with this? Like I wasn't sure what to do. And so I started learning and I started buying books, right? And I started reading. And one of the things that first was intimidating was how big this joint is, right? So that was intimidating, when I'm just like, okay, for me, I need something a little bit smaller. So I got the smaller version, the playbook version, because I can go through this, right? And sit up there and figure out what I need to know, right? What is a bear market? What is how do you look at the S&P 500 within the next 12 months? How do you go ahead and calculate what's perfect timing for an investment? When do you stay? When do you pull out? When do you hold your money? All this stuff. The information is there. You get it? The information is there. So what I did is I found some companies, and guess what? I put $100 in the account because I was nervous. I was like, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing, but $100 I can lose, right? I can't put like $1,000 because I probably freak out. Because at the time I wasn't, they was only paying me $2,000 a month. So I couldn't put half of my paycheck in there, right? So I put $100 in there. And the stocks that I found for cannabis was like at the time $5. Um, $4, all this stuff. And I'm like, man, is it that easy? I can own this company. Listen to what I'm saying. I can own this company for $4 a share, $5 a share, $8 a share. So I started buying the shares, right? I'm like, shoot, I could do this. I put $100 every paycheck in my account and just keep buying it up, right? Looking for companies and keep buying it up. No lie, y'all. My phone is over there on my thing. But no lie, within those 3 years, I have not only doubled my money, and I didn't do anything but hold it. I have not only doubled my money, but I've also made extra. So if I ever need any money, I can go to my investment account and pull it out, flip that money, put the money back, and keep working. That money is money that is working on my behalf because I have to build up my retirement fund because I don't have no 401k. I never, really had a job like that. I've always been a business owner, right? But my point is, the way we have to start looking at building wealth and knowing how to move forward is that we have to understand that those 3 ways that we can build wealth in this country, we have to start educating ourselves and knowing is not as hard as you think. Don't tell yourself, child, I wasn't good in math and I really just can't do this. Come on, everybody can count when it comes to money. Excuse me, when money's missing and when your money is there, right? But we first got to figure out what our blueprint is. So this weekend, think about your money blueprint. Every time you take your money out and you go to the grocery store and you pay that little machine or you pay that person, look at everything in your basket. What you're saying is, everything that I have in my basket that I'm about to pay for is going to give me some pleasure, help me solve a problem, or cut my time down. And I believe it's worth it because I am about to exchange my hard-earned money, my time that I put into it to get this. And when you have a mindset like that, you start to think about all the things that you spend your money on. And you will start to see that money is just a tool. It's just a means of exchange. Years ago, they would do donkeys. Remember? Donkeys, little coins and grains and weeds and all that. It doesn't matter. It matters how you think about it and what you get into. Okay? So we're going to do more of that. Because again, like I told you, ladies, it is important that we go a step higher, right? All of you ladies should have investment accounts outside of your 401k. All of you ladies should have a business that you're doing. I don't care if it's a home-based business, side business, if it's your main business, whatever. All of you ladies should have a little dirt somewhere, me included. That's what I'm working on this year. I don't have no dirt nowhere. I'm starting over, but I guarantee you I'm gonna have me some dirt somewhere before the end of the year that we can build on. Okay? So you guys have a great weekend. I want to make sure that you get a lot of value out of this. I would tell you again, if you have not, go ahead and get your purchase pre-order to Becoming Truly You. This week is the last week. Tomorrow's the last day. Then we're taking down the pre-orders. We're waiting for the confirmation from Amazon. And then it will go live on Amazon. But all of the books that were pre-ordered is going to come to the house. I'm going to sign them and I'm going to send those out. Everything else is going to go out and be ready on Amazon, and Amazon will send it out to you. Okay. When you actually pre-order, it comes with the mini course that we have. We just started on Wednesday. It was amazing. We are going to talk about these things like money and really get into it and how you can start to become truly you and do what you need to do, because it's go time, ladies. You are not going to be the same this year. I promise you. I promise you. God told me. He told me you are not going to be the same person you was last year. I'm telling you. You're going to be aware of who you are. You're going to love yourself. You're going to take action on what it is that you have in your head, and you're going to make a little money. You can't be around a person who knows how to make money and you don't. That just don't happen. Like attracts like. And if you are still on this, you feel me and you know it and you want to learn and you want to see how you can get there. So that's a blessing. So I'll holla at you guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. Any questions, let me know and we'll just move forward from there. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. I love you. Gotta go. Bye.